Hi, I'm Ish and welcome to the series of golf tips on how to improve your game, brought to you by Les Mills and New Zealand Golf. Today we're going to be looking at flexibility, and we're outside of Victoria Park, just down the road from Les Mills, and we bring a lot of our clients down here to actually train. So today's tip is all about flexibility. Alright, so let's talk about flexibility. We see people out there having a stretch, giving it a go, but you really got to do it properly if you want any improvements out of it. So Dom, our expert's going to take us through some information.
Thanks, Ish. Yeah, we're going to talk about the importance of flexibility. That leads to, with poor flexibility, it leads to injuries. And most golfers are susceptible to the lower back injuries, and we're going to be looking at the hamstrings and the quadriceps and that particular region and how that's going to affect your lower back should they be quite tight. So we've got a quick screen for you that's going to identify whether you've got an issue there or not.
Okay, so today we have Pete here, and we've brought him in for his powers of flexibility, or lack of.
Yep,
but anyway,
lack of.
Yeah. But before we start, why don't you tell us a little bit about your golf game?
Yeah, I play on an 18 handicap, and it's pretty frustrating for me. I'm pretty inconsistent, so some weeks I can shoot in the 80s, other times I struggle to break 100. So anyone's guess what game is going to turn up on the day, but I find the game pretty frustrating at times.
Cool. So we're going to use a flexibility tip to try and improve your game. So Dom, take it away.
Excellent. Now this is only a screen. It's not an exercise. So please don't utilise and use this as a stretch. It's just a complete screen. So we're going to ask Pete just to stand with his feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to ask him simply, just nice and slowly, to just reach down and try and touch his toes, or get as far as he can, keeping his legs in the same position that they are here. So away you go, Pete, whenever you're ready. Just nice and slowly, as far as you can. Okay, so we can see here Pete's just a little bit away from his toes. If you just do that side on, just for the camera, Pete, I'd really appreciate it. So he's keeping the legs nice and straight, and Pete's probably a good 6 inches away from his toes there. This is only a screening test. We don't utilise or use this as a stretch. We've identified that he's a little bit tight in that hamstring and quadricep area. We're going to give him some exercises now to rectify that. Okay, so we've got Pete lying on his back here. Just let your head just relax there, Pete. We're just going to slightly stretch the hamstring. We're using a stretchy band here, but you can do this with a towel at home. So Pete's just going to flex and just extend his leg. You can see it shaking there. He's just going to do this nice and easy, nice and slowly. Perfect. And just at his own pace. So he'll do that 5 times on each leg, and that's just going to straighten and just stretch the hamstring. So we're really warming up this muscle. We're getting a nice good stretch in there. And as we said in previous tips, we'd screen him again in probably 2 weeks to see if there's an improvement throughout the hamstring there. How do you feel there, Pete?
Yeah, it's pretty tight. It's definitely an area to work on. It's not very comfortable at the moment, so it's highlighting where I'm a bit weak, I guess.
We'd get Pete to do this 5 times on each leg, and we'd be asking him to do this probably every day, at worst every other day, and we'd be screening Pete again just with that toe touch test in about 2 weeks.
Okay, so there's a great exercise that you can do to increase your flexibility. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel a little bit more limber than I was before, but certainly an area for me to work on. I'd like to see what sort of improvement I can make from the golf with obviously help my flexibility in the hamstrings.
Cool. So flexibility is something you don't just have to do out on the golf course, you can do it every day, and down at Les Mills we've got some great classes on flexibility such as body balance, or we can set you up with a trainer to make sure you get the right stretching program for you.